Welcome back to the throne room. That was the quietest intro we've had probably ever on the show. It just doesn't feel right. I'm going to have to redo that. Okay, here we go. Welcome back to the throne room. Yes. Week 3 of the top 5 series. This week we got NFL wide receivers. Man, I hope y'all are having a great week. I hope y'all had a great week last week. A lot of cool things going on in my life. I have an internship with Pape Dawson Engineers. It's going good. They're putting me with a lot of responsibility, and so I'm excited to learn a lot. I've already learned a good amount, and so, but it's been fun. It's been fun meeting a lot of cool people, getting to network and all that. So my summer so far is going good, and plus we're doing a lot of cool things on the show this summer, so stay tuned for that. But if you like the top 5 series so far, go ahead and check out our Instagram and Twitter. It's at the Throne Room, and if you want to hit me up, it's at King__Alex__ on Instagram, and at AKingBoss99 on Twitter. So, folks, we're drinking chamomile tea. First of all, is it chamomile or chamomile? Because I hear people say chamomile, and I want to hit them. I want to hit them in the face with, like, a bulldozer. I want to throw a bulldozer. Wow. Okay. This is a mess. I want to throw a bulldozer at their face when they say chamomile. Like, it's not a mile. It's not a. There's no mile. You're not drinking a mile. It's chamomile, like herbs. You know what I mean? Gosh, get that right. It's ridiculous. No, it really is ridiculous, you know. But anyway, so what I want to go ahead, I want to hold off on the top 5 wide receivers because actually, should we do it now? Do it now or do it later? Let me know. Eeny, meeny, miny. We're gonna do it now. We're gonna do the top 5 now. Let's just keep with tradition. Do the top 5 now, and get that out of the way. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You like that? I like that. By the way, Raptors and Warriors are playing right now. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Golden State's up 106-97 at the moment. This is tough here. Tough. I think Klay Thompson just got hurt too, which is tough. I'm personally going for Toronto, and here's why. I'm going for Toronto because, and it's tough for me to go to Toronto because Kawhi just left the Spurs, and I'm a Spurs guy, big Spurs guy. I'm from San Antonio, so, but of course he's not there anymore, and that whole drama put a bad taste in my mouth about Kawhi. Undoubtedly, either one or two best players in the league, though, and so. But here's the thing. The last, years that Golden State has been in the finals, I haven't rooted for them. So I just can't all of a sudden start rooting for them. That would just be completely fake of me. I'm not that type of person. I can't root for you one year and then not root for you the next year, or vice versa. That's just not how it works. You either have my loyalty or you don't. And unfortunately, Golden State does not have my loyalty because they're just too overpowered. It's not... I can't support something like that. It's a little crazy. It's like supporting monopolies. It's just you can't do it. Why would you do that? We have a non-monopoly clause for a reason. And but anyway, going for Toronto this season. Even though I'm not Kawhi's biggest fan at the moment, I still think he's a baller. And he did a lot of great things for us in San Antonio, so can't deny that. Anyway, top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. This is week 3. So if you haven't seen the other 2 weeks, go check those out after this. But the first week was NFL quarterbacks, and the week 2 was college quarterbacks, basically going through the top 5. And I want to make a correction on last week's episode because, and in fact, Nico texted me. But, I totally forgot about Jalen Hurts. I completely forgot that he was at Oklahoma. I completely forgot. Literally, it didn't even cross my mind when I was thinking of that whole list, which is very, surprising. and impressive, actually, that I didn't even think about that, but insane. So Jalen Hurts is definitely on that list in place of whoever I don't even remember the guy's name. It was like Austin something. But yeah, so he should be on that list, most definitely. Austin Kendall is the guy's name. So he's the backup at OU, and Jalen Hurts is going to be playing for him. So I made that mistake, and I want to correct that now. But, dang it, here we go. Coming out, first of all, I want to name the honorable mentions. And look, you're not going to understand these honorable, or at least one of these honorable mentions, without understanding the top 5. But I'm going to go ahead and throw them out there. Okay? Now, we always start, traditionally with sort of a controversial low pick here, and you can see from the eraser shavings on my notes here that this list just changed, land formations in ancient Earth. It used to be Pangea, now it's all broken up. Anyway, number 1, honorable mention. Number 1, this is a guy who traditionally has been an above mediocre receiver. People know him as, the juice. He's the guy. All right. And he's with a team now that is on the come up. Big come up guy. Okay. He's on a team that promises a lot at the wide receiver position. Got a great quarterback with the reins in his hands. A lot of support for this team that he's on. It's Jarvis Landry. And he's going to have some of the best accompaniment with Odell playing next to him next year. Both from LSU, both SEC West guys, solid players. I have some words to say about Odell here and there, but the point is I like Jarvis Landry way better than Odell. So he's my honorable mention just because he's going to have a lot more of an audience going into next season and the seasons after that because of Baker Mayfield and the success that he had last season. And plus, all eyes are going to be on Odell and how he performs with the team. Will there be drama? Will he throw something at a fan? Will he, curse a fan out again? Will he scream at the coach or cuss out the coach? We don't know. He's done it before. He's done all of that before. That's not just me spewing exaggerations. That's literally stuff that's happened. So, all eyes are going to be on Jarvis Landry and Odell. And so definitely he's got to be on the honorable mentions list, and that's sort of the catalyst for that. The next honorable mention on the list, and we've said his name on, was it week 1? It was week 1. We said his name on with the week 1 podcast. He was a catalyst for Dak Prescott. This is a guy that's going to make him look really good. It's a guy that we've already seen make Dak Prescott look really, really good. Make this team look really, really good. It basically turned around an entire football team mid-season after this trade, and you probably already guessed it. The guy's name is Amari Cooper. Another SEC West guy, this time's from Alabama, was a Heisman candidate. I mean, this dude was a beast. Just an overall beast. We're talking about the guy who took Julio Jones' shoes, and he really did fill them. Big playmaker here. Big playmaker. Alabama doesn't get a lot of big name receivers, but they do have Amari Cooper and Julio Jones, and now, of course, in hindsight, we have Calvin Ridley and first of all, their receivers are very young. The receivers at Alabama now, of course, they were young last year, but they're going to be very good offensively, if I can just add that real quick. But Amari Cooper is going to be on this honorable mentions list solely because of what we saw in the second half of the season last year. Dallas was struggling the first 6 games, not really able to produce anything offensively. Dak Prescott was struggling to get the ball to where he wanted it to go. The running game was heavily relied on because of that, and it's very easy for a defense to cover one type of offensive play. It's very easy to stop the run every time if you know it's coming. And especially if you have a great defense, like a lot of these defenses have. And so that's why undoubtedly Amari Cooper has to be on this honorable mentions list, because of how we saw just his personal impact on the team change the entire offense. I mean, he was just a complete mismatch on every team that he went up against, and it made Dak Prescott's job very easy, very simple. Okay, just put the ball in his hands. He's going to be open 3 times out of 4. And so that's why he's got to be on the honorable mentions list. Now, full disclosure, I started this list with Amari Cooper at number 5. I started the list out like that. And there was just so many different names that could have been there that this is the list I landed on. Now, first and foremost, I want to say this. This list is not based on stats solely from last year. That would kind of be ridiculous a little bit. So it's not, I didn't just pick the top 5 from last year's best stats, because this, I mean, so, like, for instance, Mike Evans is number 3 last year, and he isn't even on this list because I don't think he's going to be that productive next season. I don't really have a reason for that. It's just a gut feeling. He probably will have another great season. We'll see. But at number 5, I've already said his name. I'm not going to try to do this here. It's pretty simple, and I want to cut to the chase here because this guy isn't my favorite, but number 5 is Odell. And traditionally, I've put people on these lists that I don't like. I put Sam Ehlinger on last week's list, and I don't like him. And y'all gave me crap for it, but I'm just saying, the guy's pretty cold. And even though he's on a team I don't like or don't respect at all, got to give it to him. The guy's pretty good. And it's the same case for Odell. I mean, you can't deny his skill. Now, with that being said, with getting, let's see, let's put this on the table. We know he's a guy with great speed. He has great route running ability. He has great hands. Let's put that all on the table for a second. Now, let me say this. He was on a team that hasn't been known for its ability to pass in a long time. He literally made 1 or 2 great plays in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and then everything else has been quick slant or an out or like a small shallow route that he just takes and then runs for another 10, 15, 20 yards if he's lucky. He hasn't been able to play. He hasn't been able to play to his potential because he hasn't been on a great passing team. And that's why, if you look at the stats from last season, he was number 9 on the list, which isn't terrible by any means, but it wasn't what you would expect him to do, especially concerning all the hype surrounding his name. Now, most drama surrounding Odell in the last couple of years have just been, the drama of him, like all the stuff I mentioned earlier, him throwing his helmet at the ground, cussing out his coach or fans, or just screaming nonsense and getting into fights with Jalen Ramsey and Josh Norman and all those guys. That's sort of been his news coverage in the last years, and you can tell he's frustrated. No doubt he's frustrated, and I'm glad to see that he can hopefully have some relief and play with a former teammate in Jarvis Landry. So that's why he's got to be number 5, because we know he has great potential to be an amazing elite wide receiver. But he just wasn't on the right team. He wasn't with a good quarterback. Now he will have a good quarterback with Baker Mayfield, a young guy who has great vision. And he won't be with a washed quarterback. I'm sorry, Eli Manning is washed. And I think everyone, and their GOAT can say that. I don't know why I said GOAT. It's just whatever. The point being, Odell's number 5. Go cry about it. Okay. I already know I'm gonna get crap for it. Listen. Go poop in a shoe if you have a problem with that. I really don't care. The point is, that's how it is. That's how this list is going down. Odell's number 5, and I could care less if you want to slap me. It's just how it is. That's just how it is. I don't like him either. Trust me, I don't like him either. But going into next season, oh, sorry, I hit the mic there. Going into next season, he's probably going to be good.